Hi, it's Jen at the Flowering Farmhouse, and I wanted to show you what we've been up to this year. We have been expanding the flower farm, so as you can see behind me, we have a huge, it's actually two tarps. We have a 40 by 80 next to a 40 by 80 silage tarp. That is where all the dahlias are going to go. At this point, it looks like we'll be planting about 2,000 dahlias on Mother's Day. And then next to it, we have our no-till beds that we have been preparing. And what we have been doing is we are using corrugated cardboard, and these are long rolls that we got from Uline, and we are rolling out 80-foot rolls and then putting the compost down and letting these sit for about 4 to 6 weeks. The idea is that the cardboard will break down, kill all this grass and weeds that are underneath it, and then what we will do is we will broadfork in the compost and add our amendments and then plant into it. Okay, so we are using organic compost sourced locally from Dirt Huggers, a Columbia Gorge organic compost company. And if you look closely at this soil, all throughout it, there are these little white dots. This is actually mycelium, which is a very beneficial fungi in the soil. So if you see that in your compost, that's a great sign. But what you can see here is, here's the corrugated cardboard, and then we're gonna be piling this up just like these rows right next to us. We're gonna be making this 4 to 6 inches deep. It's gonna compact, and I'm gonna show you next what it looks like after it's been sitting for a while. Moved over to one of our rows that we put down about a month ago. So we've had above average rainfall for this time of year. We had 6 inches. As you can see, it's compacted down to only about 2 inches now. But when I dig in, the cardboard has actually decomposed. One thing, if I was to do this differently, unfortunately this year I did not have enough time. I would have laid a silage tarp down in the fall to first kill all this grass. Because I did not, I am now battling lots of weeds. These weeds are pretty easy to take out. So you could take these weeds out before you broadfork, like this, or I'm gonna broadfork, loosen the soil, and then my hope is that the weeds will come up easily. And I wanna show you, because we're supposed to get torrential downpour in just a little bit. What I would do normally before broadforking is I would put my organic amendments down. For this, I'm just using Nature's Intent. It is all organic. It's basically bunny poop. It's a lot of natural organic compost as well, with a very low nitrogen-based fertilizer. Again though, you want to amend your soil based on what your soil tests say, not what I'm doing for my field, because my field could be very different than what you are growing in. Okay, so right here I have a 14-inch tine broadfork from Meadow Creature. And so what I'm going to do to get this ready, obviously if you're going no-till, this is not perfect, but it is better than using a tiller and fully going through the soil. So for this, don't laugh, it's not easy. I'm literally just gonna step on this. It takes a little bit of weight and muscle, and I'm just gonna rock it down, and then I'm gonna pull back. What I wanna do is I wanna loosen the soil so that I get a crack here. I am not trying to lift the soil completely up, because what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna disturb the beneficial microbiology in the soil any more than I have to. So I'm not gonna torture you with watching me do this through the entire row, but as you can see here, I'm gonna just keep walking down the row, working this in. What this is gonna do is it's gonna aerate the soil so that when I put my plants in here, and hopefully in the next few days, this row is going to be getting almost all delphiniums. So this will be a gorgeous row of tall Pacific giant delphiniums and whites and blues and pinks and purples. So as you can see, a little hard to balance sometimes. You just rock it back and forth and pull back. What I'm trying to do is I want to crack the soil but not lift the soil. And then I just shake it back out. So we have 20 new rows. This is going to be quite a project, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into our no-till beds that we have been making this year at the Flowering Farmhouse. Be sure to follow along as we share about the journey and our successes and challenges of going no-till.